Hey everyone, this is Derek from Sun Country, and I just want to go over a very few commonly asked questions we get about gas parts. The most common questions we do get is what size is my gas line? Somebody bought a new fire pit and they got a new barbecue and they want to hook it up to their house. They don't know what kind of gas line they do have. Well, usually they ask us what size it is, and of course we can't know without any knowledge about what's set up there. So we usually ask for a photo. So we usually have a photo of the gas line that exists there, and usually there's a shutoff there. So something that looks similar to this, we have a quick connect attached to the end here. We can get a photo of your shutoff and maybe another foot or so back of the gas line itself. So if you had your shutoff here and maybe a couple extra pieces of parts like that, that would be very helpful for us to identify what type of gas line you do have. If you're unable to provide a photo, we usually would ask to see if you have a quick connect on it. So this is a 3/8 line. That's a 3/8 quick connect. It's definitely a lot smaller than the 1/2 inch brother next to it. Alternatively, some of the black pipe that does exist, they say on it if it's a 1/2 inch or 3/8. I don't know if you can see that in the video here, but this one here is a reducer shrinking from 1/2 inch to a 3/8 inch line, and it says directly on the pipe the size difference there. So if you can determine any of that, that'd be great. Photos are always best though. The other most common question we get is what type of gas parts do we carry? So outside of the shutoff, which you have to speak to a gas fitter for, we carry pretty much all the basics that you'll need to get yourself started for your fire pit or your barbecue at home. So we carry natural gas lines. We carry them for 10 foot, 20 foot, and 25 foot. And they're also available in both 3/8 and 1/2 inch sizes. We also carry the compression fittings to connect them to most appliances here. We carry both the 3/8 and 1/2 inch quick connects, the 1/2 inch and 3/8 nipples. We also carry the elbow and straight reducers as well to go from 3/8 to 1/2 inch or vice versa, as well as carrying some small black pipe, threaded black pipe to make these connections as well. So if you wanted to do something like that, for example. We also carry the plumber's tape, which is pretty important as well. Another big question we get is why can't I take my nipple off and put it on another appliance or modify the hose that came along with my barbecue? That is a surprisingly common question we do get. So all hoses that come with your barbecue are gray. That's the one that comes out of the factory. And what they do differently compared to the ones that we sell here is that the nipple here, this guy that you can purchase separately, you'll notice that's crimped on. That comes crimped on from the factory, and that cannot be removed at all. The ones that we do sell, they do come taped in there, but this can be removed with a little bit of force. You can create your own hose with us, with various different nipples and hose sizes, but you can't adjust or make any adjustment to this guy here because it is crimped on. You can't take that off, it will wreck your hose. So unfortunately, if you need to, if you bought a barbecue, you get a 10-foot hose, you want to add another 10 feet to it. Usually we just say buy a 20-foot hose instead, because to add on to something like this, you have to make a whole huge contraption to make it go and connect these two together, and it's a big pain in the butt. We rather just you get the proper hose size. Cost-wise, it almost ends up being the same. And one of the other big questions we do get is it safe to connect a gas line? So right off the bat, I'm going to say if you're not comfortable with doing any sort of gas connections, by all means, don't do it. Go and hire a professional to do so. Hire a professional gas fitter to make it happen, because you'll just be better peace of mind with it. But for all intents and purposes, it is pretty easy to do. I say this knowing that there's probably some gas fitters watching right now just shaking their fingers at me. But for the most part, just for changing a pre-existing line from 3/8 to 1/2 inch or vice versa, it's really as simple as making sure you have the right connections and making sure that you get them attached properly. Now, I'm doing this without taping it. You do want to make sure you are using tape on any of the threaded connections here. And what you'll want to do after you connect it all is to just spray it with some soapy water. And we always like to say here, no bubbles, no troubles. As long as there's no bubbles forming when you turn the gas on, you don't see any bubbles forming along here with the soapy water, then you're all safe. If you do see any bubbles forming, what you're going to have to do is disconnect the line where you're seeing the bubbles happening, retape it, reconnect it, and check it all over again. So here on this gas line, you're going to see we have a little bit of yellow tape sticking out at the bottom. That's okay. It doesn't matter if it looks ugly. As long as you're safe, that's really what's important. Another common question we get is that a customer may have a large propane tank on the side of their home, and they come in asking for a propane regulator to connect their barbecue to that propane tank. Short answer is you don't actually need a propane regulator. Here we have a propane regulator. This is what hooks up to those 20-pound bottles that you see inside most barbecues. This does not connect to those large tanks on the side of your house. What you actually need is a natural gas line. And so the regulator here, this is to regulate the gas flow from the propane tank into your barbecue. When you have a gas connection on your house, or I should say the propane tank on your house, it has a quick connect at the end. And the regulator is actually built in beyond that quick connect there. So you actually need a natural gas line to connect into the quick connect to go to your barbecue or your fire pit. And the hoses here are all the same, whether it be that propane hose I just had or this, the hoses are the same. It's just a matter of how it's connected at the end. And so that regulator that's on that the propane tank one doesn't work for your house at all. Another common question we do get here is, can we do any of this gas fitting for you? Unfortunately, we cannot. Nobody on staff here at Sun Country, myself included, is a licensed gas fitter. We can give you advice and show you how to do it, but technically, we're not allowed to. Legally, we're not allowed to. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to the store, and yeah, we'll catch you guys later.